The Erasmus programme is a European Commission funded scheme to encourage mobility of students around Europe.
Well, it's incredible. It is the opportunity of a lifetime.
What it means is that any student who wants to go on exchange from anywhere within the school can go, simply by virtue of asking.
It's a sexy thing to do, and it's great, and it's fun, and my job is to enthuse them and to show that it's possible, basically, to go abroad and to offer support. That's the main thing.
It's a wonderful opportunity and is a relatively easy thing to organise as well.
I think very much the objective of it was to expose students to different education systems, to make European citizens much more mobile within Europe.
We usually go in groups of 2 or 3, sometimes 4, but that's the maximum. We don't like to send a whole cohort of students away to the same place. And some of them decide to go on their own actually as well. This happens too.
If they want to go, then we will be delighted to send them, and we can send them almost anywhere. We have exchanges all over Europe.
It's a big step to go and live in another country, but the rewards that you get from doing something like that are amazing.
Studying in university in Spain, it just pretty much made me think that there was really different ways of learning.
It's an experience no one can take away from you. It's something you have for the rest of your life.
Everyone comes back and says how it's changed their life, and literally is life-changing.
It got me more motivated on an international level. I absolutely enjoyed the fact of being more with international people.
It's really, it's really weird because I've never felt, because I've been bred in the UK my whole life, you never really see culture when you're a part of it, I don't think. But it's only when you come out of your own culture into someone else's, you realise what your customs are like and how they differ from other people's.
Do all the studying in the world, but there's nothing as useful as moving to another country, experiencing everything firsthand, understanding the culture, the way people work.
It's completely the thing to do, and so many people and my friends now wish they had have done it.
I just kind of thought, well, it's one of those life experiences that you'll probably regret if you don't do, so I just tried not to think about it too much and just sort of went for it, and as soon as I was out there it was just completely fine and no doubts or worries at all, no regrets.
It really is a fantastic year. It's the best year I've had of my life. If I could do another Erasmus year, I would. It's incredible. It's like nothing else you'll ever do.
So last year I went to Belgium and I studied in HEC Liège.
For my year abroad I went to Madrid.
I chose the University of Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
And I took the Erasmus Fund and went to the University of Clermont-Ferrand in the middle of France.
I went to Finland, to Jyväskylä, to the Jyväskylä University of Applied Sciences.
I went on Erasmus to the University of Amsterdam for 6 months.
It'd be very, very easy just to pick somewhere you really, really want to go, and because you have such a wide range, it makes it difficult because you want to know what particularly attracts you to that country.
What we do is keep reports of everywhere that the students have lived who've been previously. They write the reports themselves, and we keep them in the library here, and the students can come in every day, any day, to sit and read through them.
You can either choose to live in a hostel. Initially, most students when they first arrive, most Erasmus students, if they haven't managed to sort out their accommodation, they're allowed to live in a hostel for a certain period of time. I'm not sure how long it is, and you can go about it that way and then choose to live with other students.
Well, I was living in a flat with 9 other people, so it wasn't halls, it was in the centre of Madrid, and they were all foreign, so I was living with French people, German people, Italian, American, South American. So for me that was amazing because it just was really interesting to live with that sort of diverse range of people.
I made new friends living in my apartment that were also in my course as well.
I lived in a residence with 23 people. We all had our own room and bathroom, and then we all shared this big kitchen. It was just really great. There was an amazing sense of community.
I think when we went over to Portugal looking at the accommodation, we had an Erasmus buddy and she helped us with everything. She spoke to the Portuguese landlords and she helped us find places, and she knew the right supermarkets to visit for quilts and pots and pans, so that really helped us.
There was here a group called the CIS, Committee of International Students, and they met me upon arrival and took me to my accommodation, very welcoming, and always put on some kind of activity every week for us.
I was met by these two lovely Dutch girls, and then they showed us to our accommodation. We were then shown around the city.
So the first few days was about finding a flat, and it was quite easy because in Salamanca you just go around the town and there's so many flats open to you.
My French all throughout school was always like A's or A stars. That always gave me a good, because I knew I could do it.
With the language, the three girls that went over to Portugal didn't have any idea of Portuguese language. We'd never studied it. So we each bought a handbook to help us just with little phrases. So we learnt them, things like thank you, please, hello. We learnt things to get us by.
We have this reputation of not being very good at languages in this country, and that going abroad you have to be good at languages and stuff like that. But I actually found out quite quickly that you don't necessarily have to be good at a language to live abroad. You can just go and experience the culture.
Everyone spoke English and our course was in English, so that was quite good.
An Italian professor, Italian students, everything in Italian. It was very scary at first, but you get used to it.
If you go to Amsterdam, you're there for one semester, you're taught in English, and the systems are much more similar, the credit rating is similar, the learning style is similar.
We do try and encourage students who don't speak a standard French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, that they can go to the Netherlands, to Scandinavia, to a lot of countries in Eastern Europe, where a lot of the teaching is in English.
They're obviously experiencing a different way of teaching and a different academic system, so it just gives them a different critical perspective.
And it is a unique opportunity. It is both from a financial point of view, from a cultural experience point of view. The students, by and large, all come back extremely positively.
What I've noticed is the students that have been on exchange have actually developed professionally and personally unbelievably whilst they've been away.
One of the areas in computing is now that it's very much a global industry, so that the Erasmus programme is ideal for giving people a wider concept of what it's like to work in other countries, to visit other countries, for more than just a holiday trip.
I think the employer sees that from the student having done something different and actually haven't had the initiative to do that if it's not part of their course, that in itself stands for a great deal.
So they often get the chances to put into practice new techniques, methodologies, training and new ways of thinking. So it really does enhance, I think, their learning experience.
I really feel invincible. I feel like there's nothing I can't do because I've managed to make friends with people around the world, experienced all sorts of amazing things that I've always wanted to experience.
As we were in a French-speaking country and had to speak French, that was a great challenge, but that was great intellectually.
Go for it, absolutely. I've no doubt whatsoever. Research it as much as possible. Talk to the students who've been there in previous years. They'll be only too keen to be enthusiastic about their experience.
they'll enjoy it, whatever. It doesn't matter where you go, you'll enjoy it.
Anybody who's even thinking about doing it should definitely just go and do it.
I would definitely recommend it, because it's changed me, because I now know that I could go back to Sweden next summer and just fit straight back into the civilization.
Definitely should go ahead with it. Like I said, it's the best decision I've made.
I just would say go for it, and I would also even advise going on your own, because it really just makes you get involved and makes you interact with the other students, and you will meet the most amazing people.
No doubts at all. You may have them, but dismiss them. Just go.